Jamie, what up? Alex, what up? Sharing this out real quick. I don't like how the chat disappears. Live chat. All right. We're back in 30 minutes. So I don't know how long I'm going to be on here. I'm not going to be on here like super long. Like it'll probably be like a half hour, 45 minutes or so until about 5 o'clock. I'm going to be cooking up some dinner tonight, making some tacos, and then we're going to go out, do a little shopping, and probably just have a little midweek cocktail or something tonight. So, but I hope everybody's doing well, man. I know it's been a minute. I know it's been a while since I've been on here. I don't know. Is everybody dropping? Is the connection bad? What's going on here? Because I'm showing like I have nobody watching. I had like 5 or 10 people in here. Now I have nobody. So give me an idea of the connection. Is the connection good? Is it bad? It looks crystal clear to me, but I don't know. I want to make sure we're good before we get into this. So. Okay, that's weird. I don't know. It's like popped in, popped off, I guess. So, hope everybody's been doing awesome, doing well. I think a lot of you know, or a lot of you have seen that I personally have had a pretty dramatic or drastic change in life. About 2.5, 3 weeks ago ish, probably now is whereabouts I'm at or where it's going. I do apologize for not being live too often. I did upload a video here, about a week and a half ago, after Balls had reached out to me about a buddy who committed suicide. But I did do we did a lot in a matter of like 2-3 weeks up to that or prior to that. So basically, what up, Raymond? How you doing, man? What up, 25 Perez? How you been, man? It's been a minute, seems like. Yeah, man. I mean, we'll talk about it. I guess that's what this little connection community hangout it's all about. I've had a lot of people reach out to me recently too, in regards to the last video that I uploaded. That's why I reposted it on Twitter yesterday, because I felt like maybe it would connect with a few or a couple more people as well. So, man, I don't even really know what to say. I mean, I'm almost at no words right now. I mean, I personally have, I've been in a couple long-term relationships. Obviously, with my kid's mother, we were together for a long time, and then that didn't work out due to circumstances that she did, that I guess I couldn't control, and was in another long relationship. And then I've been in a lot of shorter-term relationships, and it's honestly, it's never, ever, ever. And some people will say like it's early on, right? Yeah, whatever. But that you always have that. Like if you have a connection, you get into a relationship with somebody, that's always there, like in the beginning, like whatever they say, the honeymoon phase, whatever. But it's never like, I can honestly say for me, it's never been like this. It's never been like this with like my kid's mother, like when we first met or whatever. It's not even been close. I mean, I can't explain it, man. Like, I think I found like the perfect, most compatible person that I could find in my life. And I tell myself every single day, like, if I mess this up, if this woman were to leave me or leave my life, there will not be another her that'll walk into my life. Like, this is probably it. Like, this is probably the one. This is who I'm gonna probably spend the rest of my life with if all goes good and stays good. And the feelings that she brings, the feelings just of her around, the looks, like just looking at her and just like in the eye, and maybe some of you have, maybe some of you do have that, maybe you don't, maybe you've never felt that, but it's the most incredible feeling in the world. I've never had that kind of feeling. Like, again, I've dated a lot. I've been in a couple long-term relationships. I've never been able to just look at a woman and just like have the sense of feeling like I know everything's good and everything's going to be okay. And like the amount of like communication that we have already, the amount of openness we have already, I mean, we literally will tell each other everything and anything that's on our minds. We will, it's just, it's everything. And it's everything that you read about, you see about, in books or movies and whatever, but it's insane. And I guess I just want to come on here and talk a little bit about that, but more or less like people reaching out to me, man, going through some things, and oh snap, sounds like this. Oh yeah, oh, yeah. Your boy is in love, most definitely. There's no denying it. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I'm sure you guys can see in some of the photos that there's a spark in your boy's eye now, and it's driven from her. So, but I've had a lot of people reach out. I've had a lot of people, just like going through things, feeling alone, feeling like they've gone through relationships and feeling like they felt like they've had a connection with somebody or that one, and then just been disappointed and kind of the routine over and over and over and over again. And I guess on my end, the big thing that I want to say is, let me give 25 Perez a bluey. It's been so long that he doesn't have a blue wrench and everybody else in here does. It's been so long, even for me, like that sometimes when I look back at previous like shorter term relationships, even long term relationships that ultimately obviously didn't work out in the end, I feel like a lot of times in life, man, we try to force things too much. I think we try to force happiness. I think we try to force love. I think a lot of us just have a hard time like being alone in all reality. Like, and I think sometimes some of us would just rather settle with just somebody who will accept us. What up, Brady? We got to figure out that Playmaker preseason podcast too, because we only have a few more weeks left. So that's another thing we got to work out on the DMs with Balls and Nate and them. So that'll be coming up too. Playmaker podcast will be rocking back here when season starts, and we're going to do a long episode and kind of deep dive in every team. Okay, cool, man. And by the way, everybody, if you didn't know, Brady did get married to his best friend, his lover over this past weekend. So make sure you guys give him a congratulations. Maybe a little congratulations in the chat would do some good for our guy. So can you force this damn train to move? Hour and 10 minutes waiting, semi-turn. Oh no, you can't force that, man. You can't force anything. What up, Nar? How are you? Sometimes it's not right. I hate how this chat disappears all the time. Sometimes it's not right time for that in your life, and sometimes it's the right person. Exactly. And I think, how often do you hear from people maybe that get in the position I'm in now that it's unexpected, or it comes unexpected, right? And I'll kind of cue you guys in. Like me personally, like, yeah, I put myself out there like on a dating site, but I've done it in the past, and it's never been something I've really been a fan of. It's never been something that I've really got into, I guess, per se. And that's how I met Ann. Like, and I never message. I'm never somebody to go message people on dating apps, I guess, I'm usually more of I use my personality. I can talk, right? So if it's people in person or whatever, like that's my sales background. That's my personality. That's just who I am. I can talk to anybody. Hell, I was talking to the Amazon guy out front. Literally, took Zoe out, and he stopped and he said, "Hey man, how old's your rod?" And we started talking about it. And I talked to him for like 15, 20 minutes. I don't even know the dude. I have no clue who he is, but I'm pretty good about doing those types of things. I'm not really a fan of like messaging somebody, like when you're like, hey, you're kind of cute, whatever, hey, message you kind of thing, slide into your DM or whatever verbiage you guys want to use, right? And I don't honestly really even know somehow somebody was telling me something and just said, you know what, message her. You know, you're not a big guy to message on these apps, but go ahead and message her. And then she just messaged me back. And then kind of one thing just led to another, was like back and forth, finding a little bit out of about each other, compatibility wise, and like just about anything and everything was like match compatibility, what we liked, what we enjoy doing, what kind of movies we like, what kind of music we like, what we like to do on our free time, you know, just everything. And it was freaking mind blowing. Like, I was like, there's no way. I'm like, this is, maybe she's feeding me some lines, or maybe this is this, or maybe this is that, you know, not getting my hopes up. And then next thing you know, here I am. Like, and I guess that's really my big point of this whole live today, to catch up with you guys and just to talk about, because I know there's a lot of you out there that are struggling right now, just by you reaching out to me. I know there are. And I just want you guys to understand that, and I've been preaching this the last couple weeks since I've gotten the position I've been in. Don't give up, man. Just have hope. Don't force it, though. Don't force it. If you're out just looking, constantly looking for it, if it's something you don't have, if you just want to settle because you don't want to be alone, don't force it, man. Do not force it. Don't force things. Let it come to you. Let it come to you. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds cliche. I know it sounds like you've heard this before. But guys, man, I don't know how else I can explain it. I don't know how else I can tell it, but I mean, it's absolutely insane. Like, my whole demeanor, my whole everything about me, my whole day-to-day life right now is a 360. I mean, and that's not to say that I didn't work hard at my job, because you guys know that I'm 100% commissioned, and I want to grind. I grind every day. I always have. But I have a different sense of purpose. Like, I have, like, my vision of where I want to be in life, and where I want to be with her, and where I want to be with us, and where I want to take things, and you know, my goals are completely changed, and that can happen in the matter of days, weeks. But you can't give up, man. You can't. How often did I tell you guys how alone I felt, and how long did I pretty much stand myself alone and just do things on my own, right? Previous relationship I was in, that was long term, that I just kind of hung on for whatever reason, which again was probably just the stupidity of mine, which is something I learned from. Barely ever saw her, like, felt like didn't want to spend much time with me. Um, I mean, I don't know what else to, I don't know what else to say besides, like, now I found somebody that makes me feel wanted, that makes me feel loved, that makes me feel like somebody, that makes me feel like maybe someone's happy that I'm just around. You know what I mean? Like, the good old mask line from my little quote of the touching a million people, but you might touch one that'll touch a million. And he says in his like little tribute video, he passed away. He said, maybe just be somebody's happy that I'm around, you know. And that's how I feel, man. If I know, I just, when you can look at somebody and you just know. Like, it's just, I don't know how else to explain it. But don't give up. And I guess the other big thing too is, you know, as we continue to go through a lot of mental health, there's a lot of depression, there's a lot of things that are screwing, there's a lot of things that are going on. I mentioned to you guys, you know, I mentioned in my last upload video with Balls, you know, and as far as him, you know, and his buddy committing suicide. And just think about this. Think about this for a second. Think about a friend of yours or somebody, and everybody is very well aware that they are depressed. Everybody is well aware that they are struggling, that they have some kind of addiction to some kind of drugs or something. And yet, something like that still ends up happening, right? I talked about a YouTuber, Twitcher, that this was years ago now. what's his face, Wreckful. Dude touched millions of people, man. Dude always talked about how depressed he was, though. People actually, he had close friends that lived with him, always, that were always watching him to make sure that he didn't do anything to himself, that he didn't hurt himself. Made millions of people laugh, like a Robin Williams would, or somebody like that. Puts millions of smiles on people's faces. But then yet there would be people, there'd be trolls, there'd be people that would come into chats, there'd be people that would, say like, you should kill yourself, just stupid troll comment crap that has no place anywhere anyway. It's young kids or people that literally are depressed themselves, that are miserable in their lives, that want to try to take that misery to somebody else. And yet he still ends up finding a way to take his own life. There's no reason. Like, you have to be able to find a way. You have to be able to find a person. You have to find somebody somehow that you trust, that you can reach out to, that you can tell them exactly where your mental mind state is, where you are, how depressed you are. Your friend may not be a doctor. Your friend may not be able to be the one that's ultimately going to be able to help you. But your friend is going to make sure, if they're your friend, they're going to make sure that they find the right person for you. They're going to make sure that they get you the help that you need. Let me check on comments here, guys. I'm sorry, man. I start getting on. I feel you, straight, keeping it real. Nice to feel. And that's just it, man. It's the wants and needs. Steve, what's up, brother? The conversation that you most likely cash the little prizes. Do you Def, have you had the conversation? Cashing a little prizes? Yeah. Man. Hey, it's one of those things, like, she never asked, like, she's not somebody who asks for things. She works, she's very independent. I mean, she has her own place. Like, I mean, she has a nice vehicle, but you know how I am. It's I just tell her, if there's something you want, you just tell me and I'll get it for you. Like, you just gotta do that. You gotta take care of it. Lost a lot of friends to addiction and suicide. Sucks. Yeah, and here's the common thing, right? Here's the common thing with the whole addictions and the suicides and whatnot, because I've lived through them too. Trust me. I've lost a couple cousins. I lost my stepbrother, who I never really had a close relationship with, who I kind of take my nephew under my wing now. I kind of wish he lived like close to me and he wasn't in Florida with my dad and my stepmom, so that I could kind of be there a little bit more for him, as far as like actually like being around to, do those things and be that male role model for him. Because his mom does everything she can, and God bless her. But boys need that male role model in their life. Like, they need their moms and they need their dads. I know that as well. I didn't have that when I grew up. But with the whole addiction thing and stuff, and it's, we sit here and how often do we say, like, after we're at a funeral, after we lost a close one or a friend, how often do we say, I wish I would have done something different, or I wish I would have told them something different, or I wish I would have said more? We always try to place blame. We always try to find a way to pin it on ourselves. We always try to say that, I could have done something differently, right? And ultimately, we all could always do something differently. We could all do something different every single day of our lives. Our approach, how we talk to people, telling the person or the people around you how you really feel about them, right? There's probably parents out there, families out there that maybe don't even say goodnight to their kids, like, like their younger kids, or tell their kids they love them, or give them a hug every day. But those are things that are important. Those are common things. None of this stuff, everything I always talk about, is never rocket science. Never rocket science, man. It's always basics. But we always forget about the basics. We always forget about the things that we should be doing every single day, because we don't know when that last day is going to come, right? So why not be there? Why not express? Why not show, right? If you get in a fight or an argument with your loved one or family or whatever, sure, it's going to happen. But bring them back in, reel them back in. Figure it out, give them a hug and say whatever and get over it, right? You know, sometimes we joke when whatever and we say things, but this is another thing I bring up, right? I was thinking about this yesterday actually. We were going to pick up something or whatever last night or something, and the GPS was like not bringing us where we needed to be at all. We had the right address. We verified with the person it was the right address. It was not bringing us to the right location or the right address. And I was getting frustrated. She was getting frustrated. I mean, we were both getting somewhat frustrated because it felt like we were just rolling around in circles and going down different streets trying to figure out where in the hell we were. And finally I just said, message her. Maybe like the Google or the Apple Maps or whatever, maybe it has a hard time finding the actual location. Maybe it's something they run into all the time. And so she messaged her, and sure enough, she said, try this address. So we put this address in, and sure enough, it brings us to a completely different area. We were close, but it brings us to a completely different area. But she actually had the right address. It's just that GPS or whatever wasn't bringing us anywhere near it was supposed to be. It kept saying like we were there, we were almost here, it was close. What up, Asada? How you doing, brother? And it wouldn't. But we were getting frustrated, and I don't remember what I did. I cracked a joke or said something or whatever, and like she had made a comment. And I said, "Listen," I said, "we can sit here and we can be frustrated and pissed, and we can get pissed off, and we can let this ruin the rest of our night if you want it to." Or we can just kind of laugh it off and we're on the right track now and we're going. But it's simple things like that you can do, that you should try to do instead of letting it continue to push or go in the wrong direction and just be negative about it, right? I mean, God damn it, man. Life's too short. We gotta figure things out here. We gotta make sure that we're staying on track and we're trying to stay as positive as we can as we continue to go through and live through each and every day that we're living through in this world right now. I'm going to get off here. I have one more hour. All right, brother. I'm doing good. All right, man. Appreciate you, brother. Have a good day at work, man. Hope all is good with you. We'll catch up soon. Try to plan to maybe do an auction next week, too. I'm going to stop by my old place and get all my cards and stuff. I haven't brought them over here yet. But anyway, and K-Dub, Kyle, K-Dub on Twitter, tomorrow he'll be dropping my high five interview that I did with him. So that's going to be coming up. He'll be dropping that tomorrow. He'll probably tweet it out. I'll reshare it on my Twitter as well so you guys can check it out. But it's like his 5-question thing. We did it before he went on vacation a couple weeks, like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So I think he did a tweet today. I retweeted it, but he'll be dropping that tomorrow. So we got that going on. I'm doing great, man. I couldn't be better, man. Honestly, I'm doing absolutely amazing. Life is extremely good. Life is amazing right now. So, man, hope it never changes. To be honest with you, the way it is. When we go into the fantasy draft, okay. So we can talk about all that too, man. There's a lot. So did that not get updated or posted? Let me look real quick. Which league are we talking about? Because there's like a couple different leagues that we have going on. Are you talking about the sleeper league? Like which league, Jamie? I think I set the dates. Did I not? We have one open spot in the Dynasty still. Yeah, so if anybody is interested as well, if anybody wants to be in the Dynasty League, it's a way different ball game. This is the first year I'm actually doing it myself, like as a full on. Let us know. I haven't looked. Okay, it was in sleeper though, Jamie, right? Are you talking about the Dynasty one or a different one? Yeah, so Dynasty is a whole different beast. Like Dynasty, you don't want to draft like old players. You want to draft younger talent because that their value enhances. Like as they play or play better or whatnot. So it's kind of a different ball game. It's not your normal like regular snake draft. Just take who's the top player regardless of age. So we got that. We got the Playmaker podcast that's going to be popping off here soon. We're going to do our preseason. It's probably, guys, I'm just going to tell you to expect it to be probably 2 or 3 hours long because I'm going to get takes. I'm going to get takes off from everybody on the actual podcast, like on the show that's live on the panel. And we're literally going to be diving into every team. We're all going to give predictions on what we feel like their records are going to be at. Their rookies, who we feel are sleepers in fantasy. I mean, this is going to be like a deep dive preseason, balls to the wall Playmaker podcast. So I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good. I've already started putting some notes together and stuff for it. So I'll be semi-prepared. Hopefully my co-host will be semi-prepared, and we'll just kind of dive into it from there. So, but anyway, just going back, a couple more things, kind of like the title of the video, right? How life can change so fast, or, and it can do that for the good or for the bad, right? Same thing is you could be getting out of a relationship that you felt was good, or you could be in a position where you lost a close one, a family member, right? Maybe you lost a significant other, right? Haven't really talked much on here as far as haven't been live the last couple weeks, but shout out to Kristen B, one of the most respected women in the hobby. She lost her boyfriend, fiance of many, many years. And that, again, goes back and shows you exactly how easy and how fast something can change. And how one day your significant other goes off to work and you're assuming that you're going to see them when they get back home, and they never even make it back home. It's sad. It sucks. But it happens, and it can happen. It's happened to people of our own in the hobby. So again, if you guys haven't reached out to Kristen at all, make sure you do. Just check up on her, right? We talk about that too a lot in the community. We talk about checking up on each other. We talk about reaching out, When's the last time you guys reached out to a close buddy or a close friend? Who knows? Maybe that person is struggling. Maybe that person is having a very, very difficult time right now. Maybe that person feels 100% alone. I mentioned this a couple different times, but one of my big sayings is the hardest thing you can do in life is be a friend. Some people can say they're friends to people. Some people can claim the friend tag, sure. But to actually be there when they need you to be there, to actually check in with them, to make sure things are good with them, to put them on blast when you need to put them on blast, to put them in their place when they need to be put in their place. If they're messing up, they're effing up, tell them that. Say, hey, I don't like the road you're going on. I don't like what you're doing right now. The problem is a lot of people don't do that. A lot of friends don't do that with their friends. And that's where, when I say one of the hardest things you'll ever do in your life is be a friend, that's what I mean. It's those times. It's not the fun times. It's not the laughs and good times. It's the hard parts. It's the hard times. It's the times when they're down the farthest, when they need someone to grab their hand and pick them up, when they need somebody to lean on them, when they need a shoulder. Maybe you need to carry a little weight for them sometimes, right? Carry the crew. Remember the old hashtag carry the crew? There's a lot of things that we all can do better at each and every day. I could do better at. Like I always tell you guys, man, I'm the most flawed individual out there, but I'm still here, man. I'm still grinding, and I'm now in the happiest place I've been in ever. So it can happen. Good old deafness, a drug addict. Once an addict, always an addict, right? Whether I'm clean or not, whether I've been clean for 6+ years, doesn't matter. Once an addict, always an addict. But I'm here, I'm kicking. Somebody came in and accepted me. That can be you too, even if you're out there struggling. I'm just telling you guys, man. Like, it's it's not. What up, Quados? How you doing, brother, man? Good to see you. You in Florida right now? At home? That's why all my people love me so much. I don't have no problem putting a good friend into check if needed, and I expect the same back. Exactly. That's exactly it. Anya is my computer. What's up, St. Louis Cardinals? If you guys get married, I'll eat a whole jar of ghost pepper pickles. All right. Sounds good, buddy. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to remember that, Jamie. Fighting the fight. Just got, yeah. Yeah. I bet. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good old taxes. Minuteman Scott, what up, brother? I got to get with you, too. We got to get the Posty. I got to get you your money for the fantasy, but I got to get those Post Malone tickets for. I should have done it last week. We'll do it Friday. We'll see what's available. I actually booked the room the other day, so I think yesterday. So we're for sure going. I just got to get the tickets from you. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope all's good. It'll be interesting to see how that league goes. This was going. Yeah, within representation, we can chat it up Monday at the game. Okay. Sounds good, buddy. Sounds good. Just wish I had those same kind of friends back when I was 13 years old and started doing drugs. Yeah, well, that's the problem, though, Tim. Like, one, those friends, like my friends, I would call them more acquaintances more than anything else. Are they really your friends? Like, or are they just people you hung out with? Are they people that you just enjoyed those, leisural or whatever you want to call it, the drug using? Because when I look back, like even the people that I hung out with, if you want to say friends, I don't really think they were friends, man. I think they're, you would have each other's back to an extent, but were those people that really were going to be around when things really got rough, when things really got tough? Because what I remember is when I decided that I was going to get myself clean, I don't think I ever heard from any of those guys again. They'd talk to me if I saw them like somewhere out in public just randomly. It'd be hey, what's up, Def? We talk, whatever. It wouldn't be like they're like, screw you. But at the same time, none of those people were the type of people that would reach out to me when they knew what I was doing and be like, hey, man, I wish you the best. It's not a friend, man. A friend's going to be there no matter what. If they're your friend in using and you decide you're going to go get clean and they're not checking up on you or wishing you the best or trying, it's just an acquaintance, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I think what maybe you meant is you wish you had other people and friends that weren't using or that were close to that would put you in your place or tell you or try to help you. Yeah, I know, man. I wish the same thing. The problem with when it was my deal is not too many people knew. Like most of my family didn't know. They had no idea at all when I was using, because I was functioning. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't tweaking out. I wasn't doing anything like that. Everything was normal, like to an extent. Like I went to work every day. I did what I had to do. I had my kids. We went and did stuff like normal. It was all just, there might have been an occasional, like if I ran out of them, and I just felt like crap, like, hey, I'm sick. But that wasn't often. And doesn't everybody get sick on occasion? So, I mean, again, it was one of those things where I don't really think, until I spoke up, until I said something, until I reached out to a couple of people that I knew I could trust and said, I got an issue and I want to fix it. And then they kind of, and then my sister kind of had mentioned to one of my friends when they were talking, well, maybe I kind of had a suspicion, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to just bring it up or say it, because I wasn't sure. I didn't know. But even at the same time, like they told my sister, she's like 7 years older than me, so she's kind of like she looks out for me a lot. But she said like what they were all saying is, well, we're not going to force it. We wouldn't force him to do it, because if you force it, that's what I've said in the past before too. If you force somebody to do something and they don't want to do it or they're not ready to do it, it's not going to do anything. Like they might agree to go into a treatment center or get clean or do whatever they may want to do. But at the end of the day, they're going to probably do whatever they have to do to get by, to get through, to get back out, and then they're going to go right back to what they were on or what they were doing. It's not something you have to personally have to be bought into wanting to do what you want to do, changing yourself, fixing yourself. And that's for anything. Look at Balls. Look at our boy Balls. Have any of you guys been paying attention to MB, like posts on Twitter lately? If you're on Twitter, there's my man Kevin. Love you, brother. There's Kevin. Have any of you guys seen, hope you're doing well, my man. Have any of you guys seen Matt Ball's posts lately on Twitter? So not only is he approaching 2 years of sobriety, he used to drink every day. Almost 2 years now he's approaching. He's also now decided that he wants to get himself like physically in shape. He's down, I don't remember what it was, 50, 70 pounds. I feel bad not knowing the exact number. I forget because there's been so much going on. But it's amazing. Like he's wearing shirts now like that he used to like XL or larges that are like loose on him. Like when he was on the last stream with me, I think he came on or something for a little bit. One stream I was on, he had like a tank top on. Like his confidence is just different. His demeanor is just different. Like he's just that's another example. That's another thing of somebody who was miserable, like to an extent, who wasn't happy with himself, and he bought into himself. He bought into himself, decided that he was going to make change for himself, wasn't going to mope around, wasn't going to continue to look at himself and not be happy with who he was. Because at the end of the day, guys, you just have to be happy with who you are. You have to love yourself, man. If you look at yourself and you're not happy with who you are, you look at yourself and you just can't, you just don't like it, that's going to get you probably into some kind of depression. It's going to get you into some kind of mode. You're not going to be happy. You're going to probably be mopey. You're going to be maybe crabby. You're going to be aggressive towards people or whatever it may be. But if you decide that you want to change that and you want to better yourself in whatever way it is, physically, financially, I mean, whatever, weight loss, getting more mass on you, more muscle, working out more, whatever that might be, whatever that might lead to, and you do it, a perfect example is Matt Balsley, our boy Balls. He is the perfect example. I cannot be prouder for that guy right now, man. He is absolutely killing it. The world can seem like it can be a happier place if you're happy with yourself first. Yep, exactly. What's up, Diego? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Thank you for popping in today. So, I'm going off a lot of different things, man. I'm just kind of, sometimes I just speak my mind and just kind of let it flow and let it go. And I apologize because usually when I do this, it's hard for me to pay attention to the chat 100%. But I just wanted to come on here and share some things. Do you guys have anything for me? Any questions or Again, I know we got a lot of fantasy drafts that we got coming up. Joby One, what up, brother? Hope you've been good. Yeah, I mean, that's just it. And I think I tweeted something yesterday or something. You know, when life is easy when you're happy. And again, it takes certain things to be there. It takes certain things to it just takes certain things to put us in that position. So that's, at the end of the day, that's really what it is. So hopefully I didn't lose you guys. Sorry, I had to reply to something. All right. But yeah, I don't know. You guys got anything else for me before we wrap this up? Love you too, brother, man. Kevin, hope you're doing good, man. You guys got anything else for me before we wrap this up? Anything? Anything else? All right, guys. I think I'm going to let you go. Got a little stream in. Got a little community hangout in. Again, I hope everybody's doing awesome. Hope everybody's doing good. Reach out if you need something, as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace and love.